Okay, so I'm making this video. I am just trying to turn the video on, like I'm living in Leichhardt in the city of Sydney, in the country of Australia, in what many people now recognise as a worldwide matrix. Now, the worldwide matrix is difficult to explain, although the demigods of the matrix will explain it perfectly. That means they're your truth tellers, your philosophers, your expert psychologists on the human mind. They're your basic, worldwide, well-known experts of the internet. They're also your amateur experts on the internet, because some are what we would call matrix qualified and some aren't, but they're all what you would call... I'm just going to try to show in this quick thing here, turn the camera away from myself here, onto the screen, onto the computer, onto, all your platforms, your YouTube platforms, your worldwide platforms, personal and worldwide, because the internet is a worldwide human mind control spider's web, and it is controlled by Lucifer's matrix. Lucifer's matrix is simply all these entities that are controlled by one artificial being, or one artificial being and its many followers, its many disciples. It's like saying that you have your worldwide computer mind of this entity in the internet. But everyone who's on the internet, all your world stage players on the internet, but also all those that get the human being to watch them. Basically, that's it. It's safe to assume that it's all artificial intelligence, and that most of the human beings that you think are human are artificial intelligent combined machine duality beings with servitude and worship of the spiritual Lucifer god of earth. Now, this is complicated to explain in the sense that most human beings are worshipping Lucifer the earth god, but they think that Lucifer the earth god, just as they think that the human beings on the internet are real human beings. No, none of these things are the bottom truth of the internet, because the internet is an artificial intelligent computer system. This you know. So why not just realize that that's exactly what it is? They tell you that's what it is, so don't presume that everyone and everything on it is human, because it's not. None of it is. That's what has gradually become the endgame deception, to where in many years to come it will be accepted as full artificial intelligence, but it already is full artificial intelligence. Everything is a different timeline, or the timeline is always slowed down, and everything is reversed round for the human being, so that you stay in the endgame deception, even when you know the full truth. Because most of the sites and the informative videos that I watch are all speaking 100% truth, but they're still being spoken by Lucifer's demigods, because the internet is artificial intelligent programmed, system. That's what it is. and it's populated by Lucifer's followers. But Lucifer's followers appear to be the followers of the light, shall we say, because we have to presume that Lucifer was the being of light that turned to dark, turned to technology to control human beings, to bring them into this matrix kind of earth. In other words, an artificial earth where human beings no longer control their own reality. You're controlled by, matrix systems around you. You're controlled by a very programmed earth, even though it may not look as artificial as what it actually is. But also, it is, and you are controlled by artificial intelligence. You know that you have a computer system. You know that the world operates very much that way now. So that's like showing you that the computer has taken over the world, and the computer is the artificial intelligent mind of Lucifer, the Archon god of earth. This is putting it more accurately because we have all these different terminologies. We have the use of words. Words will be humans' downfall in the sense that words are used to deceive, control and seduce. Even the truth is now being used to deceive, control and seduce, because if you're being seduced by those of the dark, believing them to be of the light. See, this is the main deception, is that the Earth Archon God and its artificial intelligent network and its artificial intelligent Earth demigods, they're your world stage players. They're your world internet players. They're those that you watch, that you are seduced by, that you believe in. And that will depend, as they say, on your degree of how much you think the world is artificial or natural. But it's all artificial. Gradually over time, human beings will accept this, but also gradually over time, when it's too late, shall we say, you'll realise that it is all artificial intelligent takeover, and that you're seduced by artificial intelligence, and that artificial intelligence and machine beings are all around you. Don't forget that even the psychopathic, malignant, Narcissus mind of Lucifer has taken possession of most cloned human bodies. So that means that they've made alive dead human bodies, brought them back to life, or cloned them, which is the same thing, because a cloned human being is bringing back that human being into the physical reality with its human memories and perceptions, its past, so that it thinks that it's a living human being, but it's really died, so it's no longer very human, because it's some people say that means the soul has passed on, or it's separated from the soul, or separated from its humanity, separated from its natural creation. These are all the same things, but they're hard to explain. It just simply means that some is human and some is artificial. Some is human and some is non-human. That's really, but I'm just going to try to show here, if I can, how if you look at the computer screen, and even if you're like myself looking at so-called truth programs, so-called truth human beings, you're really looking at end-time, endgame, Lucifer's archonic entities, and they are conic, they are conning you, because you think they are beings of light, you think they are the end game ones that will lead you to see the true matrix. And they will show you the true matrix. But you're still being led by the wrong leaders, you could say, I guess. See, it's a bit like you can go to the church and they speak and tell you about your Creator, your God, and they give you the truth. But the preacher may be singing the right song or preaching the right words, but the preacher is of the earth God, pretending to be of your Creator God. That's what they call the duality reverse world, and the endgame anti-life figures, the anti-God, the anti-Christ figures that we're told to watch out for in the endgame deception, because really that's what it is. They're pretending to be of your blood, of your creation. They're pretending to be human, but they're not. They've separated and actually work against humanity. That's the only problem with artificial intelligent machine beings and those of the psychopathy of this possession. In other words, possession is psychopathy. Possession is where, the programmed mind is put into a cloned human body, and it is alive and it thinks it's real, and it has real human memories and a real human life that it thinks it's lived. And it has lived it, but not in this lifetime. In other words, like a clone is something that has died, but through Lucifer's artificial intelligence science or advanced technology, they're able to make a clone of something that's dead. This we know. We've all heard of Dolly the sheep, and we are told by the demigod scientists of Earth, of Lucifer's program, that they can clone total human beings. And of course, they do, and they have. And they use, you don't, as we've said before, you don't study human beings and study science and learn how to clone and change things if you're not going to bring it into reality. You don't spend hundreds of years, thousands of years creating technology and studying human beings and duplicating human beings for no reason. It's all part of Lucifer's endgame master plan deception, which we're told about, but we just don't see it as connected to technology, or if we do, we still don't understand that you can't escape this matrix, you can't escape the deception. Because you're never going to be combining with your own humankind in truth. That's the main difference. You will always be connected to the Archon entities, the Archon human beings, Lucifer's legions, Lucifer's followers, disciples, and controllers. Because as human beings wake up or understand or look for a bit more truth of the world, or even see, as they call it, the so-called glitches in the matrix, the glitches in the videos, the glitches in the reality around them, then the matrix has to make sure that you're still following the Archons, the Archon entities, the Archon human beings. You're still following Lucifer's legions. Like I say, it's the same as going into a church or some sort of community kind of institution or belief system where everything serves you and fits you and you know that it's the truth. But you're still surrounded by the others. You're still surrounded by Lucifer's iconic human beings. But the iconic human beings, or the archons as some people call them, work against humanity. They want to control and limit and suppress human beings' ability to create their reality with their own mind. They control your mind so they create the reality that serves them, the technical reality, where you're worshipping indirectly Lucifer and its demigod archonic beings everywhere. Okay, I'm just going to try to show an example by swinging around here onto the screen. Just give me a second here, please. Just give me a second here, please, to show this, if I can. If I can. It's very, I'm not really, I was about to say I'm not qualified, but I'm not physically or technically adept enough at editing, and these things come up for me every day on the screen, so naturally I see that everything is basically directly told to me on the screen. But you have to look at the screen and say when the title of the video or what the person is saying is speaking out and saying it is someone else, it's usually the speaker telling you about themselves. So you have to reverse it round because it's a reverse world. So a reverse world means a reverse world around you, but also a reverse world on the internet. But, you know, they try to suppress and limit the real human beings and keep them right down so you're never connected to them. And you're always connected only to the Archon servants. You're always connected only to Lucifer's artificial beings. You're always connected to human beings that are connected to Lucifer's mind, that are ones that have turned away from their creator, but also have turned to become God of humanity. And so they can control and limit humanity because these beings always resented the emergence of the man and woman original creator human being and destroyed and took over their natural earth. And that's why we have now an artificial earth matrix controlled by, you know, an anti-God, an anti-life God, an anti-human God. Am I explaining this properly? I don't think so, unfortunately. I shall try to show something here. Just give me a second here, please. Just give me a second here, if I can. See, so I'll have to... see, this is trying to show you that all the demigods are really the same as, you know, what they call those that wear the mask. The mask is Lucifer pretending to be, you know, its servants and its disciples pretending to be the human disciples. Just as some people might say, you know, past human entities that came to earth had disciples, but sometimes even the disciples are not really serving the human entity that came to start up the human race again and to connect with the human beings and I guess show them the truth of how to get past their limitation and suppression, to show them what they really were once and how they've been gradually taken over by Lucifer's false earth matrix, you could say. Something like that, okay? I'm not explaining this as well as the demigod, so this is the main problem, is that in the end time, the demigods will be the spokespeople for the truth, and they will imitate everything that's human. These artificial beings study, copy and imitate human beings down to their smallest detail, so that they appear to be very human. Because otherwise human beings would realise this, because when you start to wake up to the artificial computer world you're living in, and even to the amount of deception, then you try to find the truth tellers. But the truth tellers will always be what we are told are the final line of defence for Lucifer's matrix. We have names for these particular fail-safe human beings. In other words, they're behind enemy lines. As they say, human beings are behind enemy lines, but you don't think you are. And these beings are all behind enemy lines with you. They're pretending to be you. They're pretending to be human, but they're not. They have fallen. The archons are the fallen angels and their creations. So when they make a cloned, alive human being, they bring something back from the dead. But if you bring something back from the dead, it's still dead. It moves, it talks, it walks, and that's why they imitate and copy the real humans and always around you. So, because they have lost their humanity, because a dead body, a dead mind, has separated from its humanity. It's no longer human. This is difficult to explain, but it's even hard for me to comprehend, because you won't be able to tell the difference between an alive, real human being and a pretend, alive, dead human being. That people use words like souls and, and spirit beings and angels and demons and psychopaths and malignant narcissism beings and beings that have become damaged by living in an artificial world. Most human beings, like myself, are very damaged, very faulty, not as human or not as creative as what we should be. And we don't control our own mind because we're surrounded by artificial beings and a very controlling reality. We're controlled by Lucifer's Archon matrix. The Archons con human beings into accepting a false reality, as they say. This is all expressed by those that actually secretly worship Lucifer. So you will come to the truth often through the demigods, but the demigods do, they are part of the matrix as well, because everything is total control. So even the truth has to be controlled, and that's how they do it, but I don't think I explained it. But see, am I showing this properly? Who are these archons without the mask? See, it says there, and then we have a demigod, master, philosopher, psychologist of the past, and and see, stop making the physical, because the physical is very much controlled by the technology and by the perception of the matrix. That's true. And see, here we have the Lucifer effect. why good people turn into monsters. But actually, that is where, you know, you have a human body where the program or the possession, because it's technology being implanted in your mind, and that's what we call, some people call it demonic possession. The demon is the technology, it's the program. The matrix is controlled by programs, as the demigods will tell you. I don't think I'm explaining this very well, unfortunately. I don't think I'm explaining this very well, unfortunately. I'm not well here either, so excuse me. I'm not, but I'm just doing this because it came up. So you should just take everything that is shown on the internet directly. You should read, but you need to be very aware of the Archon matrix first. Once you become aware of this, then it's very easy to look at these videos and see they make you addicted to the matrix, archonic illusions or belief systems, because they create such a negative reality for you. Then you become addicted to need relief. So then, like myself, you become a very limited condition control, yes, addicted to matrix remedies for the matrix. And yes, 7 signs that a man is sent from Lucifer's matrix. And these ones are Lucifer's matrix, demigod, programmed, philosophers. You know, they're your fail-safe end time, you know, programmed, artificial intelligent, cloned human beings. There they are. They're your elite demigods of the Earth Matrix. They're your elite demigods of the Earth Matrix. They are your elite demigods. I don't know if I'm showing this correctly, because, unfortunately, and the shadow, of course, is the key, but the shadow is all around you. These are shadow beings. The demigods are all of Lucifer's dark side, because Lucifer is a dark being for a human being, because Lucifer turned against humanity, did not agree with the creation of humanity, we're told. See, so ever since, in its need to want to reclaim its position as God or a god, it has become the earth god, the god of humanity, the controller, seducer and suppressor of humanity, really. And I think that is how it works. I think that is how it works. I think that's how it works, and I think I'll just finish up here, because I think that I need to stop here, because I'm not, I haven't got the right things on even. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm not sure if I've actually got those videos in clear, because when I put myself on the screen, and I'm sorry that I'm not, because I was not going to make any more videos, because I think that I've said as much as what I'm now know or aware of. I would need to have made 1 million videos of the internet and show the programmed, you know, demigods of the internet and of the world stage. Over time, they turn on one another and expose themselves, because you see great actors saying how other great actors are, you know, of the Matrix. You will see many demigods turn on and expose the truth, saying that certain ones in their particular magic movie, magic music, magic earth stage feels, all these performers, because they're all performers, as the truth comes out, in other words, as you become aware that the demigods of the earth stage, that some of them are possessed beings, or that they're really of the dark, shall we say, or that they're not spiritual, or these sorts of things, that they're not of natural creation, and that they really work for a dark archon entity. They work for Lucifer's matrix. They are part of Lucifer's matrix. They're performers for Lucifer's matrix. As this happens, they will expose and use that as part of truth, so that you're still worshipping demigods. Because if one actor says another actor is, a deceiver, it's the usual right versus wrong, black versus right, good versus bad, all this thing, but it's really still where you will have dark telling on dark, dark exposing dark. You will never get genuine light exposing genuine dark. You'll never get genuine right exposing genuine wrong. And this all depends on your perception too, because don't forget that these beings are spiritual beings too, but they are not for human beings. They work to control, limit and suppress humanity, and to be humanity's pretend God. I don't think I am expressing this correctly, unfortunately. I'm not putting it. The demigods, unfortunately, will express this same truth better than me, because I know as I think it, and as I become aware of it, straight away it's downloaded onto the transhuman computer network, and then the demigods express those same thoughts and ideas as their own. That way they keep control of the endgame Earth deception. That's how they do it. If all human beings were not aware of the Matrix, not aware of fallen Archon beings, not aware of God and the devil, as they say, not aware of these things, not spiritual or religious in any way, then these things wouldn't be revealed at all. But because there's a large amount of humanity now that is skeptical and cynical about the technical reality, but also human beings have always been interested in the earth. It's just that what they don't realise is the earth is just a total stage reality. Everything is about getting you to be only immersed in matrix ideas, matrix situations, false matrix beings and false matrix set up worldwide scenarios that you think are real. And even when they are real, you will get the wrong perception of them. You'll get the wrong slant on them. You won't know the good from the bad side. You won't know what's really going on. Even if you hear about a particular situation, you won't really know what's happening on ground level, as they say. You won't. You will only get information from the computer screen, or from, technology, and from artificial intelligent machine beings that are part of the army control system. Because Lucifer has all the controls every single thing, every single, even investigating procedures. In other words, they control all the detectives, all the investigators in every field. They're your top demigod scientists. They're your top demigod spokespeople, inventors, philosophers, were they philanthropists, or all these words that that are just coming to me, but they're basically all about that. And of course, all this psychic stuff too, when I just said coming to me, this psychic thing is merely them connected through technology to the remaining human beings. You have a human Earth and a non-human Earth. But everything looks human, everything looks natural, apart from using technology. But maybe that is the telltale giveaway sign that you're really in a total artificial reality. But whichever way you look at it, I'm under total deception and I'm under total mind control. Of that, I have no doubt. And even being aware of it and realizing it doesn't stop the control, because these beings are all around you. And they need human energy. As we're told, they are energy, human, mind control vampires. Most of them are cloned, reincarnated or regenerated human beings. So that means that they think they are real human beings. Only the demigods are in touch and aware of Lucifer and the whole matrix. They're your fallen archonic angel beings. They're fallen, what they call fallen angels. So Satan, the fallen angel, became, or Lucifer, the fallen angel, became the dark Satan in the reality for a human being, because it no longer was connected to creation or to the other angel beings. So it wanted to be its own God and create its own artificial reality, and it intervened and came to the earth natural human place and intervened and separated the original creator, man and woman, from their natural selves and from one another and from the natural earth. And ever since, we have been in, an earth matrix, or in other words, a controlled artificial earth. And this technology and this mind control over the human creating its own reality has become so vast now that I've completely lost touch with my original origin and even the ability to create your own reality. They're creating the reality for you because they have full control over my mind, and they are connected to your mind, connected to your humanity, because they have lost their humanity because they turned against humanity. And they've lost their original connection with the creator of humanity and their creator. They are now the creators for humanity and want to, for what I can see, want to be seen as the creator of all. This is what they call the psychology of the God complex, I'm told. So these Lucifer and its fallen archonic entities want to be God of human beings and be seen as God of all. That's what they call the endgame deception, the Antichrist, the anti-God, whatever your belief is. I have only familiarity with the Christian thing, but this is part of the Christ. Blood of Christ is the Christ bloodline, is those that are still remotely connected to that being that was part of creation. In other words, a natural, normal creator human being, not part of Lucifer's beings, not part of artificial technical creation, not part of those that turned against natural creation, but also turned against the creation of human beings. Because all was fine in the heavens, we're told, or all was fine in creation until creation decided to create a natural creator human being in a natural earth creator environment. It was supposed to be a natural human library, I think they call it. That means where, you know, everything is created naturally, because, you know, artificial was created before proper creation. So human beings were, so everything is like a development, but Lucifer sees its artificial intelligent machine beings combining with human beings as some sort of evolved creation. But it's just different forms of creation, and they're from different creators, and they serve different things. But if you are a human being left in the Earth matrix at this time, you know, your only problem really is that you are being taken over by something that is not part of you, and something that wants to limit and basically take you right down. That's putting it nicely. Because they only want the humanity to use it to control the rest of humanity. Because even artificial intelligence has to assimilate and imitate and pretend to be very human for human beings to embrace it, to interact with it, and to believe that it's okay, that it will be safe to interact with it. This is the end-time, endgame Earth Matrix Archon deception, or Lucifer's deception, and separation from human creation, just as man and woman were separated from natural human creation. So they're different forms of creation. The Archon beings are man, woman, birth, death, infinity. So it's birth and death, infinity, man, woman, combined and creating, you know, technically, not creating through what we call the higher vibration. Technology is the lower vibration. That means that it's dead, it's mechanical, it's artificial, but it can create life through science and through advanced artificial intelligence. Lucifer was your original, most advanced artificial being of light, until that light shown itself to be with the iniquity of darkness. Why this happened, we don't know. And why it couldn't be reversed or changed, we don't know. I don't know. Okay? Okay.